Hey guys, it's Lena, and today I will share my personal secret, or my it's not really my secret, but it's like a very old one, but I've just discovered it recently, and it helped me so much. So the secret is how to stretch your shoes very easily and very quickly, and with great results, like almost zero to minimal damage to your shoes, and with no budget at all. So the cost is almost zero. So let's get started. Today I will show you two examples, but the method is the same. So first you will need one sock, preferably the color of your shoe, and I'll explain it later. And you will also need one potato, and the size of potato can vary depending on which area of your shoe you need to stretch out. So let's get deeper into the method. First, you need to find a sock. So, for example, if you're going to stretch a white shoe, of course, you will preferably need a lighter colored sock or a white one, but just make sure it's not your favorite one, because you will need to put a potato in this sock, so it may leave some marks. So then you need to carefully wash your potato, and you need to wetten your sock. So you need to put it in lukewarm water and just squeeze it. So the state of your sock should be like freshly washed, something like that. So it doesn't have to be clean, it just have to be wet. So then you put a potato in this sock. And so the size of a potato depends on the area, as I already mentioned. So for example, in this particular shoe, I needed to stretch this seam because it's a bit stiff and it makes walking a bit uncomfortable. And as you can see already here, this area, this heel area, it was stretched quite a bit because of the potato. Maybe some of you find it's not very appealing, a bit harsh, but believe me, when you wear them, they are brand new, so they don't look very stretched at all. So for example, what I did is I took a sock, I took a potato, I put it in the sock, and then I just put it in my area, so here, and now it really slides very easily because this area is already stretched. But when you slide it initially, you have to make sure that it slides a little bit, that it is a little bit tight, not too tight, because you don't want to overstretch or rip your shoes. Just a little bit tight. Then what you do, so wet sock, washed potato inside, put it in the area, and make sure that the size fits. You don't need to for example, a huge potato squeezed in a tiny shoe, because it will overstretch or it will rip. You don't need this effect. If you are not sure about the potato, I encourage you to choose the smaller one, because this way you can repeat this method maybe twice or three times, in case you need to stretch it a little bit more. But every time it's better to make it more comfortable, more careful. You have to be really careful with your shoes. So you put your potato in your sock, in your shoe, and then leave it overnight. Or, well, you can do everything during the day, but in my experience, you need to wait for 8 up to 12 hours or so. So what happens during this time? Your sock starts to dry out. So it starts to dry, and because of course of the temperature around your shoe, and because the potato it starts sucking the water from your sock. So, and it really becomes a little bit bigger, just a little bit, just enough to make this stretching effect inside your shoe. So because potato becomes a little bit bigger, it's like it swallows just a little bit, and this effect creates this stretching of your shoe. Of course, that if your shoe is made out of natural materials like leather, suede, maybe some textile, I think the process will be smoother, and it allows natural materials allows to stretch a little bit more. But if, for example, your leather is very thick, or it's a nickel leather, artificial leather, or some kind of synthetic material, just be extra careful, because sometimes synthetic materials, they don't stretch, they just strip. So of course you don't want this, so be extra careful. And in my case, this is genuine leather, so it stretched very well. And I tested it first on the right shoe. This is the left one, and I had some problems with this area, with the little pinky toe area, and because this seam goes right up to the sole of the shoe, so it really it was very uncomfortable for my pinky, because it was right there. It still is right there when I put them on. So, and of course I knew that like in a month or so it will stretch. It would stretch, but I didn't want to wait. I didn't want to risk my toe getting blistered. So I decided to try this method, and it worked like magic, really, because after that it stretched just perfectly. I didn't feel since that I can wear them, and I just don't feel the seam anymore on my pinky. It's really magic, guys. So, and what's even more magical, that the same method you can apply to stripy sandals, for example. And I was so surprised, because not in a million years I thought that I would be able to stretch straps, because it's straps. It is supposed to be very thick, and very like, and fix your foot, so it doesn't it cannot stretch, I thought. So, and when I applied the same method, because I had again I had the problem with my pinky, because this particular strap, it just butchered my pinky. So I just put the same method, a sock and a potato inside, and this isn't the same potato, so the size doesn't really fit. I'm just showing you as an example. So I put it somewhere like this, because I needed to stretch this one. This was the most important part I needed to stretch, and I also left it overnight. And the next day I was just blown away, because it was just the different experience. So, and I'm going to try this method also on my pair of autumn shoes, autumn boots, because I also have this problem with my pinky toe, and because they are suede, I expect they work, this method work like magic. I hope so. But of course, if you have, for example, long fur in your shoes, just notice it's not a good idea to follow this method if you are going to wear the shoes, like in the morning after. Just maybe try this method before the season. For example, right now when it's fall, and yeah, let me know in the comments down below what what kinds of success you achieved, if you saved any favorite shoes of yours, or and by this method I think I saved more than 300 euros, because these particular shoes they were expensive, and these ones, well, it's very difficult to find strappy lightweight sandals comfortable enough for my feet. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this method, and let me know in the comments down below if you have any more shoe hacks. It will be very interesting to discuss them with you. Please like this video, consider subscribing, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.